We got to be very specific and very clear in what we say.
Oh.
And we're live.
Yeah. And ahoy, Uncle Dar is on a tangent today.
Oh my goodness. I'm just going to sit back and chill today then.
No, because we need your millennialness. We need your millennialness input. Your you are on this stream the millennial highness,
Really not. If you
the
knew how many
millennial
times I'd been
princess.
overdrawn. Oh, I'll take that title. That's a cute title.
Yeah, you on this stream you today you are the millennial princess, and we
Ah,
value your input.
That is very
wow.
true.
I'm not used to that. Okay.
You
See, I
you
told
you
you,
are
I
you
told
are
you I
the
was gonna
subject
care.
matter expert.
Oh my goodness. This is turning out great. Okay.
But you know the definition of an expert is, right?
Someone who doesn't have to do what they're expert in.
No, it has
I don't know.
been drip.
I'm sorry. Sir, could you expand on that? I have no idea what the hell you speak of. How's,
Expert, a spurt of water.
oh,
Used to
God.
spurt is what he's trying to say. And I'm like, I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
I don't even think I want to respond to that. I think
Well,
I'll just let that go.
when I was in the service and anybody come in and start proclaiming they were the expert on a subject matter, we just look at them and say, "Yes, you're a has-been drip."
Oh, God.
Don't. Yeah,
Well, spurt
we
is
we
different.
had no use for self-proclaimed subject matter experts. That was a title we bestowed upon someone, not someone came in and claimed they were.
Oh, my.
Just
So,
you know what? I'm not even going to respond to that. I'll just
You
let
know,
it
I don't think
go.
I
Let
don't
it.
think I'm stoned enough for this conversation. I'm like,
Because
just,
I mean, the Air Force doesn't even do a real PRT test or anything else. They get to
a
ride their little
what?
bikes.
A what
Yeah,
test?
physical readiness test.
Oh, yeah, that's
They get on
kill.
their little exercise bikes and they pedal their little 5 miles.
Oh, is that what they do
Oh,
now?
that's what they've been doing for a long time, man.
Yeah, when I was in, we had to
They do
run.
their 20 push-ups.
No, we didn't do any of that. We just sat there and ran. Sat there. We ran a mile and a half. As long as you did it in under 14 minutes, you were golden. They didn't care if you collapsed at the finish line as long as as long as you crossed that finish line in under 14 minutes, you were good.
oh my God.
Yeah, I'm just not going to say. All right, so let's get back to our list because
Uh
I'm sure that
huh.
our audience from yesterday wants to
All right.
see it completed.
Now,
Or
well,
wait,
just to catch ramen up. All right, we'll come back up here. These are the ones that we covered yesterday. First one being staying married. Boomers have a tendency to stay married longer than the millennials do.
That wasn't my fault. Okay.
Okay, staying on cable TV.
well, considering that most millennials and Gen Xers don't even watch TV,
All right.
they get all their stuff from
Oh,
the internet
no.
and YouTube. What the
Boomers
hell?
have a tendency to have a good business suit in their closet.
That is true.
Yeah,
Here's the one that caught me: balancing a checkbook.
yeah. Balancing a checkbook is not the
I
same as keeping track what's in your bank account.
I still, when even if I'm
I
using
can't
my
do
debit
either.
card, I write it down into my ledger to keep track of all my expenditures.
That's so
And yes, and then I
cute.
turn around and balance that against my bank statement every month. Okay, ironing clothes. I haven't ironed anything since '98, so yeah. Reading maps. Yes, I still know how to read a map. Driving a stick shift. That was going out when I was growing up.
Oh,
Most a
fuck,
lot.
six shift.
The only people who knew how to drive stick shifts were the farmers.
Uh-huh.
So playing golf, and I agreed with that one.
So,
Corking
wait,
bottles.
wait, whoa, 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 whoa.
What?
Back, back, back. What?
Back. Slow your roll. It's
Uh-oh.
okay. Doesn't matter if we agree with this or we say it's good or bad. They're just pointing out things that are different.
Yeah, and I agree. I mean, people aren't playing golf like they used to. And, millennials don't like golf. They don't. They they are more likely to want to play to compete on games that play on the computer and not in real life.
All right. So what's next?
Okay, the wine bottles.
What
You
about
know,
them?
you know,
Um, millennials.
millennials prefer boxed wines and screw cap wines instead of corked wines.
I don't think that's true. I think it's just cheaper. Everything's fucking expensive now.
Well, the thing of it is I'm gonna go with you both are correct. Um, it's more cost efficient, most definitely, to make screw top, and but some of the bigger wineries and some of the better wineries are going to the screw top, and
Some are, yeah.
but if you look at it, I think millennials in general don't drink as much wine as they used to, because if you go to a winery, it's mostly older people there, but if you go to like a microbrew place or a place that
Uh,
does those little local distilleries that do the fancy cocktails and that, all a bunch of
uh,
youngins, all a bunch of youngins. And the
But I
thing,
make a bet though more young women will drink about the same percentage of young women will be drinking wine, especially once they start having children.
well,
The
having
term
children
wine
makes you want to
mom
drink no
exists
matter
for a
what.
reason.
oh God.
Yeah, that's a true statement.
And that's where the box wines come in. Yeah, look who is clearing the shelves of wine when hurricanes are on the forecast. It
Yeah.
okay, it's not the men. The men are
No,
grabbing the beer and hard liquor. It's the moms who are grabbing the wine.
I'm gonna be honest. If I have to spend oh wait, I'm already doing that. I'm sorry. You know what? I'm just gonna shut up. I'm sorry. I started to say, if I have to spend a month cl- closed up with my kids and no reprieve, I'll be clear. I'll be the first one clearing the shelf, and then I remember this is my life now, and I clear the shelf all the fucking time. So yeah. Oh, look, what is this if shit? No, I'm just gonna shut up.
Hey, Badger, good morning.
Badger. All right, so just to catch you up, we're just recapping from yesterday.
Yeah.
So we
Let's
haven't
see.
missed anything.
And, you know, the younger generation not doing cursive because it's not taught in schools anymore.
This is true
It's a coded language for us old folks. All right.
for
Now,
you old folks.
I got into a discussion with a Navy woman yesterday. And, or, no, she wasn't Navy. I'm sorry. She was a B-1. She was Air Force, but she worked on B-1. And she made a comment about something. I made a comment back, and she didn't understand my joke. I said, "Listen, I'm just an orf. I'm just a crusty orf." And she goes,
Oh
"Orf?" I said,
no.
"Yeah, that's old retired fart." And she goes, "I've never heard that term before, and I'm going to start using it
Ah.
when of course, talk about referring that to retired military. You know, so she got a big kick out of that. All right, traditional grammar, yes. the internet slang has taken over the world, and it irritates the hell out of me when I see it written anywhere besides the internet.
See, written's not, proper grammar. I think that more holds to um, speech patterns in that, not so much written. Um, so I think it bothers me more to hear it spoken than it does to see it written.
Well,
But
I
that's
see a
just me.
lot of shift notes, and they try to write out their shift notes like they're texting their friends, and that just like, okay, first of all, these are Jamaicans, and it's like, okay, people, please use proper English when you're putting things in notes so that this old fart here can understand. If you're trying to convey a message to me, do it in a way I can understand. Now, I got laughed at because I darned my own socks yesterday.
Darn socks.
That's wild. Who laughed at you?
I did.
Oh Jesus! Why?
Because I thought it was funny.
The old light bulb trick, stick a light bulb beside the sock and use that to sew it.
I've never heard of any of this, but okay.
All right.
Melts the threads together.
Now, I did have a
Oh,
problem here with about the paper napkins because this is something for use around the house. I agree. I don't use paper napkins.
I do all day long.
I don't use, the only time I use paper towels is for sopping up grease out of my skillets.
well, I would use a paper towel then.
Okay. But other than that, I've got tea towels and we use cloth napkins because I just don't believe in, I mean, to me, why keep buying rolls of paper towels or whatever when all I got, I'm going to do laundry anyway, throw in the tea towels and, uh,
Because I don't like bacteria ridden pieces of cloth sitting around in my kitchen. Ooh,
why is your kitchen so dirty? You got your stuff's
those
bacteria ridden.
those tea towels and stuff, man, you get that moisture in there. They don't dry all the way. See, that's the reason why paper towels and disposable napkins are nice. Because when you wipe your mouth and all that, you throw them away. Keep that kitchen clean that way. No,
My kit,
no, no microbials growing on the sponges and stuff.
there's only one person I know that's more fanatic about keeping their kitchen clean than me, and that's Becca.
You haven't met my wife.
You
You're right,
haven't
I
seen
haven't.
me. You haven't seen me when my kids come out of the kitchen. No.
Okay. Now, bulk shopping, to me, it only makes sense to go bulk shopping. Yeah,
Most millennials don't.
fewer trips to the store.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of things that we do. We buy in bulk just so that we don't.
Okay, what do you consider bulk? Like 20 rolls of tissue in a single pack?
Yeah, yeah, all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
Okay, I've done that. That's
I mean,
But see, a lot of millennials, they will not do that. And I think part of it is because a lot of them are not homeowners and they only rent and they don't have a lot of space for things. I
yeah,
think that's a big part of it. I
yeah,
really do.
definitely.
And then the other thing is, too, and and I liked how our resident boomer said, "Well, that just means you have to go to the store less." Do you think millennials are going to the store? They're having their stuff delivered. Come on,
That's what I'm
they don't
doing.
even leave the house. They're like hermits.
On
it,
it.
They
it, It's like I explained to my doctor the other day. I said I like keeping a 90-day supply of all my medications on hand.
You should.
You know, th- I want a backup. I want what I'm taking plus 90 days.
Well, if I took medications, I would probably want to have a supply, especially living here in Florida, where sometimes stuff happens.
Yep. And so he was very kind, and he everything. And the only one I can't get a 90-day supply on is my paint is my hydrocodones because
Yeah,
the
that makes
federal
sense.
government won't let him give me a 90-day supply. All right, landlines. We got that's not so much an argument over this. It's just it's
Again,
landline
this
land. I don't know too many people who use landlines unless they're in a business.
and
But
even then, are they truly landlines?
right. Sunbathing without sunscreen. I'm sorry, but I have
Oh
to.
no.
Uh, People my age are more concerned about skin cancer than younger people are. We're going to be out there with that sunscreen on.
Well, I don't even get the whole idea behind sunbathing. So,
Yeah. I mean,
there's nothing more boring than going like just sitting outside. If
I've
I'm
always,
outside, I'm mowing the lawn, taking a run, um, playing sport, doing something. I'm not just laying there going, I need to be all tan and pretty.
I mean, I've always worn hats, and I just bought a new one with a 5-inch brim,
See, that's something I need to start doing is wearing hats. It's just not something I've ever done.
and not ball caps, but an actual hat, so your
Actual fucking hat.
ears and neck are protected.
Yeah, that's something I need to get in the habit of doing, but I just don't. Never been a hat guy.
Eating
Mm.
red meat.
Oh fuck yeah.
Millennials aren't eating red meat.
No, they've all been brainwashed into thinking that that's bad.
That now using fine china, even people my age don't use fine china in in the United States.
Not like they used to.
Yeah, I mean that's my grandmother's era had fine china.
Yeah. All right. So when are we going to get to the new stuff?
All
We
right,
should
now
be getting.
we're up riding motorcycles. Buying a home was the last thing we talked about
Oh
yesterday,
yeah.
and I think that's more just who. I mean, when houses go up 100% in 4 years, who can afford the down payment?
Yeah, but see, I'm not going to buy completely into that argument because when the bubble hit and house values went way down and they were affordable and rates were low, still were not a lot of millennials buying them. So I'm only going to give, partial credit for that. And I think it's more about the convenience and amenities and that sort of thing.
I do think that's going to be
And
less in the future, though.
yeah, I think in the future it'll be a lot less homeowners and more renters.
These companies are buying up properties and it's like tracts of land. Like
Yeah,
Ralts was
buying
telling
up
me,
whole neighborhoods.
yeah, Ralts was
Yeah.
telling me months ago that all the homes that were like 40,000 and under were all bought out last year. All of them, like in his entire fucking city, they were just gone,
Yeah.
and the prices they tripled the prices and are flipping them, but they're not doing any improvements on them. They're just flipping them at triple the price. So
Yes, that is true.
Hmm. All right. Car ownership. Several reasons millennials are buying fewer cars. Companies like Uber, and it's cheaper, more convenient to take an Uber than to own a car.
Yes, and especially in big cities, because like you look at San Francisco, for instance, right?
Right?
And of course, you have Twitter and a bunch of other companies have their headquarters there in San Francisco. Cost of living is so high that you have millennials renting bunk beds in people's homes for, 6, 7 grand a month. Now, if they owned a car, then you're looking at another 12, 13 grand to have someplace to park that car per year,
Hmm.
or, probably even per month. And then if they were to drive down to their office or whatever, where would they even park that car? And then you look at the price of gas and everything. And yeah, I understand that Uber becomes a better alternative for them.
We haven't
And
even hit insurance prices yet.
oh yeah, I haven't even talked about the insurance yet, right?
Hmm.
And you look at places like New York and all that, where even if you can find a garage to rent to park your car, it still may be 2 miles away from where you live. So yeah, in big cities, New York, Chicago, all those, big cities, I completely understand that. And the other thing though is when I look at this list and the stuff they put on there, it I'm going to say that 90% of the things on here pertain to large cities. And out in the less populated areas, I think things are a little different, but as an overall, but 90% of people in America live in large cities. So yeah, just making that point for no apparent reason.
Is anybody else having sound problems? Sean says he's having some issues.
No,
um no, what issues you having?
He's saying his
Sound
sound
keeps
keeps
cutting
cutting
out.
out on him.
I think it's you, dude.
I
By
don't
the way,
hear. Yeah.
afternoon Fury and morning Sean and Badger, Duck Dog,
Gunny.
and then again too, it's like they said here, replaced by riding a bike or a scooter.
Yes, remember we talked about those electric scooters that you can
Yeah.
rent and all that, and yeah, and I see it um, all over the place, and a lot of the younger people riding a bicycle everywhere they go, and I can't say too much because I ride my bicycle quite a few places around where I live too.
Oh, I when I was younger, I used to ride a bicycle to work. That was no problem, but most because lived within a few miles of work, and it was
Yeah.
more convenient to ride a bicycle to work.
Oh, I still do. I been riding a bike for years. I love riding my bike. So
But then again, I had a car for when it was raining or too cold or whatever. If I didn't, if I needed to go somewhere after work or I had to make run errands during lunch. So I cannot imagine not have. But then again, like you said, y'all, the younger groups more likely to use their DoorDash and Uber and have their, Walmart delivery.
Screw DoorDash. If the place I'm ordering from doesn't deliver themselves, I'm not getting it. Because fucking DoorDash ripped me off more than once. So did Postmates. So did Uber Eats. No, no. Screw that.
I was watching some guys that do these deliver for maybe Uber Eats or maybe DoorDash, doesn't matter. And they would refuse orders that didn't guarantee a tip.
Yeah. Well,
And
people are
one
getting. Hmm?
and one guy said, "Well, I'm just going to go ahead." He said, "I'm going to take one day and I'm going to do nothing but the orders that don't guarantee a tip on the credit card." and he said he made more money in cash tips
Yeah.
that day than he had made any other day in 2 weeks on credit card tips. So, I mean, if you're expecting your order to be delivered and they're refusing and the delivery guys are refusing to deliver it, what good is it to order your food to be delivered?
Hmm.
Now I don't
Smoking.
order it to be delivered, so
I find more younger people are smoking than people my age.
yeah,
Really?
yeah, I see the
Yeah,
same thing.
most people my age quit smoking.
Huh.
Yeah.
But okay, but they're saying it's been replaced by vaping.
Um,
But
I would, you know what? I would have to say um, that's probably not far from the truth.
I don't, like I said, I see a lot of younger people smoking, a lot more, but then, I do see a lot of middle-aged people vaping. And to me, it's like, well, you're still getting what's the difference? You're still injecting nicotine into your lungs.
Well,
It
not a
just
lot of
doesn't stink as much. I mean, it
you're
can't be
still
any good
taking.
for you, can it?
Well, I don't know. Um, I see, a lot of information going both ways that it is a healthier alternative. I see information that it's actually much worse for you than smoking. So, um, but as far as the vaping goes, I do see an awful lot of young people vaping, an awful lot. And I would have to agree that, I think the vaping is going um, is much more prominent than smoking. Just as an observation. But yeah, I will say that I do see an awful lot of younger people either smoking or vaping as opposed to boomers. Now,
Hmm.
when boomers were younger, almost every because I can still remember when you could smoke on an airplane.
Oh yeah, I smoked on airplanes, smoked in restaurants, smoked in bars.
Yeah, I remember when California did away with smoking in bars. Man, people were upset.
When Ohio did away with it, a lot of bars went private. They became private clubs
Yep, that's what
and
happened to California too.
charged $1 a month membership dues.
Yep,
That way they could continue smoking.
yep, they did that in California for a while too.
So going on cruises.
Oh man.
That is that is actually yes,
Is the
and
cruise liner industry dying?
it is dying a slow and painful death. Yes.
Sorry.
Now, my wife wants to take a cruise, and but she wants to do the Alaskan cruise where I don't like the idea of going to Alaska. She wants to go on Alaska cruise in the wintertime.
Not in the winter.
And I'm like, no, I don't want to do an Alaskan cruise because I don't want to be cold.
Why would you do that?
Why would I want to take a cruise to be cold and freeze?
Well, for one, you're not going to be cold and you're not going to freeze. for one. For two, people build up certain expectations of Alaska in their mind. Now, the problem is with the Inside Passage cruises is that the cruise itself is absolutely gorgeous and all that, and it's just really cool. But depending on where you land, it's just another city like anywhere else.
Hmm.
Right. And you're in Alaska, you're way up north in the wintertime, and it's cold.
Well, yeah, and I don't understand why. So for one, okay, so for one, I don't understand the attractiveness of a cruise. And I know lots of people that are cruise fanatics, and they go on cruises constantly and all that kind of stuff. I just don't get it. I really don't.
But
And you're talking to somebody that enjoys being out in the ocean.
right. If I were to take a cruise, I'd have to pay the money to have the outside balcony and not an inside room.
Well,
Okay.
it,
Because I mean, if I won't pay the money to be on a cruise, I want to be able to see outside.
yes.
You know, and the cheaper rooms are just four walls.
Well, it
Wow.
depends on how much time you plan on spending in your room.
Right, that's true too.
So, but the part about going on a cruise ship that bothers me, there's two things. For one, it's crowded, right?
Yes,
And you're
very.
going to stand in line for everything, which is something that I'm diametrically opposed to standing. I'm diametrically opposed to standing in lines for stuff. And then, so all your entertainment is right there, right? It's on the ship. You're either going to be, um, you know, in the casino, whatever. I'm like, I would rather spend the money, go to one of those fancy Indian casinos someplace, spend a little bit of time in there, get outside, and Pat's here,
Yep. Morning, Pat.
and
Hey, Pat.
and get out and enjoy the natural scenery and stuff, and get away from people, go for a hike, stuff like that. I don't want to be like trapped, and then see part of it too is if you've never been on a ship and something bad happens, because most people don't know what to do or anything, they panic. And there's nothing more dangerous than a herd of panicked people. So I don't want to be around that. So those are my main reasons for not wanting to do a cruise. So as far as I think the millennials are smart by not going on cruises.
Oh,
Now, with with all that being said, if I was to go on a cruise,
all right.
you know what cruise I would do?
What?
I would go on a river cruise.
Okay.
What, like up the Mississippi?
Yeah. You think about it, right? You're going up the Mississippi and you can see land and there's stuff to look at.
Right,
Not
right.
nearly as many people. And then if you want to then it's much easier to stop and and do things. You see, that's the whole thing. I want to do stuff. I just don't want to sit there. I just don't want to sit there, and I don't want to be like, oh, tonight's bingo night. Well, you know, most,
Okay, yeah. I see your point. But I do know one thing the younger guys do that um, I was just thinking about it. Younger millennials do that us boomers don't necessarily do. Uh, the wife and I were just talking about it. Our cell phones are 4 years old now.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, and the wife and I were just talking about, do we need to get newer phones?
Hey, excuse me for a minute. I got to step away.
Sure. It was like, do we need to get newer cell phones? And we sat there thinking, well, they work, and neither one of us are no longer pushing the limits on our phones. Now, we're not buying cell phones like the younger group are buying them.
Yeah.
You know, uh, the every 2 years replacing your phone. Now, if you're, I could see. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of rum, so I don't know if I'd take a rum distillery cruise.
Oh.
Okay, let's hear shuffleboard and -30 degrees. That's like I said. I'm not into being out there getting in the cold. That's that's not something I want. That's not something I that would make me a happy camper.
Oh.
So, all right. So, what was next on this? This one, walking in stilettos replaced by sneakers.
Fuck high heels, all of them. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know anybody wearing those anymore. People, women my age, they're not wearing heels like that, and do they gotta hurt like hell,
Mm-hmm.
forcing all that weight down on your toes, and then you got the shoe cutting into your toe, top of your foot.
Mm-hmm.
So playing the lottery. I
Oh.
don't think that's a generational thing as much as it is a you know rich versus you know wealthy versus the poor. The poor playing, the lottery's always been a tax on the poor
Yes.
because that's
Well,
who
it's a
plays
tax
it,
on the, yeah, well,
or the
the
tax
poor
on
and
the
the not too smart.
you know. I mean, I've played. Have I played the lottery? Yes, but I did it on the assumption that, all right, I'm just throwing this dollar bill away. Not, you know,
No
never,
expectations of winning.
no expectations, right? So,
Yeah, we call it the redneck retirement plan.
oh, I love this here. Millennials have been calling this factor and choosing to be responsible with their money by doing things like paying off student debt.
That's such bullshit.
We'll leave that comment alone because that'll start an argument. That'll start me ranting. Okay. Purchasing life insurance replaced by choosing not to start families. Now, I do have life insurance. I don't, unfortunately, I lost my good policy. I had a $500,000 policy and I lost it. That made me mad. It's only cost me $70 a month, too.
$500,000 is not that much.
Well, that's
Bless
Better than
you.
true.
nothing. Oh, thank you. Sorry, I didn't get to my mute button quick enough on that one. It's
You're
allergy season.
when I
Yeah.
got that $500,000 policy, that was 30 some years ago.
Damn.
Well, 30 some years ago, that was quite a bit more than it is now. Just saying.
Yeah, and now it's cost me nearly double for just $100,000 policy. So,
Well, all I can say is thank goodness for SGLI.
yeah, I highly recommend people though. I mean, I my son took out a $500,000 policy before he got married when he was still under 30. So,
So here's a quick warning: if you're married and your spouse takes out $4 million policy on you, you need to worry. Just saying.
thing is you don't have up to $1 million. You don't have to be aware of that policy. Your spouse
This
can
is
take it out
correct.
on you without you knowing it.
I'm
This is
sorry.
correct.
Wait, what's the limit before they have to be notified?
Million.
Yeah.
Does that apply to exes or just your spouse?
No.
Damn.
Anybody who has a financial interest in your well-being.
Yep.
Hmm.
So it could be an ex if you have shared custody of the children.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, you technically could do that. Take out. Well, never mind. I'm not. You know what? I'm just going to let this one go. I'm just going to let this one go. No felonies on stream.
I used to work in life insurance, so in the state of Florida. So, but then
Well,
the laws may have changed, but when I was working with it, up to $1 million could be taken out without the spouse knowing, because at $1 million, there's a lot of physicals and such involved.
weird.
So,
Well, I mean, they're not minors anymore. And when they were, I'd sole custody. And we didn't have formal visitation, but I don't
right.
know. I gotta look into that.
So
Just out
let's
of
see here.
curiosity.
Yeah. Yeah. Do your research, right?
Yeah, go find a insurance agent that you can trust, a company that's been around for a while, you know.
Yeah. I'm asking for a friend.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
All right.
All right.
Cooking big
So moving right
Thanksgiving,
along.
cooking big Thanksgiving turkeys.
Oh man,
This is true.
that's my favorite thing ever.
Now, I usually cook a 20 to 22 pound turkey. I've never
See?
done 30 pound.
There's 30 pounds worth thing?
Yep.
Holy shit. What are they doing to these birds?
Pumping them full of hormones. No,
Ah,
actually, you know what? A 30-pound turkey's not that unheard of.
But the only reason why I do a 12 to 14 pound turkey is because I want the leftover turkey meat for sandwiches.
mm,
Otherwise, I would be doing the 12 to 14 pound turkey.
Actually, in my house, we just cook a turkey breast.
So,
oh, I'm so sad. You just made me sad.
Why?
yeah, made me sad too.
Thank you. Oh,
Rise of
God.
organic foods.
Yeah.
Millennials prefer potlucks and are less likely to cook. For this reason, people are opting for range free turkeys,
Yeah.
which are likely to be smaller. A lack of know how and patience. Yep, that you
That's
definitely
probably
got
the biggest
to
part
be
of it.
patient when you're cooking a turkey.
Yeah.
It's not like roasting. It's I mean roasting a chicken and roasting a turkey are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So, but see, now my Thanksgiving layout looks nothing like that.
No.
I mean, y'all have seen my pictures of my Thanksgiving, what I baked for Thanksgiving.
Hmm.
14 individual loaves of bread,
Oh my God. That alone.
right? 7 individual pies.
Oh, Jesus.
Yep. I, I, every person at my table gets their own pie. I ask them in advance what kind of pie they want, what kind of pie they want for Thanksgiving dinner, and that's what I bake for them.
Pecan for
So,
me. So
dear
you know
God.
that.
Now, pecan pie is the only one I don't bake. I'll just go store buy that if you want.
Ah, that's not no. That's not even right. That's not even
So,
right.
what is the pie they request most?
Well, actually, I've got like my son is always a blueberry pie. My daughter-in-law is always an apple pie. My wife, she's the pecan pie person. All right. But if she wants me to bake her a pie, she has me bake her a berry pie. So
Nice.
then pumpkin pie, of course. Pumpkin
Oh,
pie is the
hell
one that
yeah.
gets the most baking
Oh, my faith in humanity is restored.
because first of all, I bake myself 2 pies. All right. And I don't use the 6-inch skillets for mine.
Mm,
Mine are in the 8-inch skillets. Er-
and,
er- er- Everybody else's pies are in the 6-inch skillets. Mine are in the 8-inch because they're pumpkin.
and I'm guessing that's only so nobody will get confused and take yours by accident, right? Is
You
that what you
got it.
say? Yeah, I
That's
knew.
right. That's right.
Oh my
And
God.
besides that, I'm the cook. I'm the one baking, doing all the baking. You want, you get what you get, and I get what I get.
Oh my God.
Chef's prerogative.
See, I like Doug Dog there with the goose for standing rib roast. So when I was a kid growing up, it was always tradition to have goose for Christmas, the Christmas goose,
Huh.
and it is good.
Fury, y'all have room to do free range turkeys over there? Steak and kidney pie. I had that one at the Brit base, but I've never made it. A s'more pie.
Ew.
Yeah, I like that too. S'more for me.
It sounds like it's just sugar. Same thing with shoe fly pie.
No, s'more pie is chocolate and marshmallows with the graham cracker crust. Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't like marshmallows, so
You
weren't
gotta
like
get those cinnamon toast crust marshmallows. It'll change your life, man.
no, no
They're so
marshmallows for me.
yummy.
Don't like marshmallows. I think a
Mm.
lot of it is probably a texture issue.
Ah, okay.
No. Mm. But see, my son and I always fight over. Well, it's not really a fight. I allow him one of the thighs, but the drumsticks are mine. The drumsticks and the other thigh is mine because that's going to be
Oh,
my lunch. The sandwiches.
oh,
So dealing with cat. All right, now this is one of the arguments I have with people, and I don't care what age you are. If you're out traveling, never travel with less than $500 cash, hard cold cash in your pocket, because you are going to find places that you can't pay with your credit card.
hmm,
All right, and I can't count the number of times let me rephrase that. I've lost count of the number of times I've had people go to check in at the hotel. and their credit card declined because all of us, the bank has put a hold on the card because it's being used out of state or out of pattern. And the people, well, I didn't know I needed to notify the bank I was going out of town. What business is it of theirs? Well, you're using their credit card. And Apple Pay and Google Pay, we get so many people mad. What do you mean you don't take Apple Pay? We don't take Apple or Google Pay. You got to have a physical card or cash, one or the other. So, what's this excuse? What's their excuse? Cash is easy to lose, takes up a lot more space in a card.
Yeah, it's all about convenience.
Yeah. All right. Now, here's another. Any card payments that are not authorized can be contested and refunded.
This is true.
That,
That's the other thing. There is safety in using a card.
but there's also risk for again, looking at it from
The
where
merchant
it
side.
happens to us. We get people come in and they charge up their rooms and they spend a few days with us. Then they get home, they get their bill, and they attempt to contest the charges and get their money back. And then, of course, we have to prove that they stayed with us and that they authorized the charges. And people are thieves. This happens. We get at least 2 or 3 a week starting in June through August. And then then it drops to 2 or 3 a month after that. So, yeah. One of these days, banks are going to start canceling people's credit cards and debit cards for misuse of them.
Yeah, it's already happening.
And another thing I don't like about these is your bank then can control where you can spend your money. Oh, we don't want you to spend your money at this place because we don't approve of that business or that type of business. So, shaving the hipster beard.
Yeah, that's the thing. And I see this with a lot of younger folks that really don't shave. They like their beards and they think it makes them look all manly and all that kind of thing. Some it does, and some it doesn't.
I grew a beard simply because my wife didn't like my mutton chops.
I have a goatee, but that's about it.
I had mutton. I had a nice pair of mutton chops, and the wife didn't like it, so I said fine. So I just grew the beard.
You really are old.
All right. 11% drop in the sales of razor blades. Wow.
Yep.
Let's see here. Hailing a cab. Let's see here. Booking one electronically, Uber and Lyft.
Yeah, most people don't stand on the corner and hail a cab anymore.
No.
That's so like so 20 years ago.
I mean, even people coming into like the hotel, if they want a cab to pick them up the next day, they call ahead of time. They call the night before and make an appointment for the cab to meet them.
Yep.
So,
I mean, I do that with transportation services when I travel. I book all that stuff way ahead of time. And I travel a lot.
now, are there still any towns like I remember our town did would they refused Uber and Lyft
I don't
for
know.
years, and then they just couple years ago they finally approved them.
I've never taken an Uber or Lyft.
So you've done just straight taxis?
Nope. Transportation services, I'll book them ahead of time. Usually car services and the like.
Oh, you mean chauffeur drivers and such?
Yeah, car services and that sort of thing.
All right. I wonder how the Uber and Lyft are affecting car rentals then.
That I don't know. All I can tell you is that most places where I rent cars on a regular basis, is you have to be careful because a lot of times on Monday mornings they don't always have cars. Sometimes you have to wait.
Okay. You're going back. Yeah, Duck Dog, you're right. The best part about turkeys and oysters, and that's the part I always steal since I'm cooking them. I I am not that now that I'm wondering, how badly has Uber and Lyft hurt car rentals?
I guess it would depend on the area.
You know,
In
New
the city,
York and
I would say
such.
probably quite a bit, but I don't know. It's an interesting thought. Oh, what's going on now?
Dealing with banks in person. Digital banking cause distrust keeps assets in cash, no stock investment. Yeah, our bank has started something that they'll pay you more in interest if you set up an account that you only do digital.
Yeah.
And you absolutely can't, and they say you don't do anything inside the bank itself. Nothing in person. Everything is done digital, or I would assume Zoom call or something like that.
Nope, just done digitally.
Well, how would you go in and and like uh, discuss an issue with your account then?
You would
How
give
long have
them a
I been
phone call.
muted?
Uh, Quite a while. Why?
Oh, nothing. I just realized I was muted
Were you talking while on mute?
just now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
see, I've done that a million times.
Uh,
Now, okay, Raman, this is a good question for you. How much your banking? Do you do that all digitally, or do you
um.
ever go to the bank?
Okay, my personal banking, yeah, because everything's direct deposit now. But I have gone into the bank to report fraud or get a missing card because they'll give it to you right there when you go in.
Yep. You don't have to
If
wait for the
I
mail.
if I report it online, I have to wait a week to 20 days or something. So, yeah,
I go into the bank very seldom.
same.
I mean, I can't. It's been over a year since the last time I've been inside of a bank.
I think I've maybe had 5 fraud attempts, mostly from skimming. Other than that, nah, I've been good.
Hmm. Now, I just had to go to my bank last week. Uh, I want to use my credit card, which is something I haven't used in 2 months, and my card declined. I'm like, what the hell? So, I get on the phone, call them. They said, yeah, we had a, didn't you get our email? I said, what email? Yeah, we had a suspected fraudulent charge on your card, so we canceled it last month.
Oh,
I'm like, oh.
oh,
So I had to go in. They said, well, we'll mail you a new one. You'll get it in 10 to 14 days. I said, how about if I just go in to the bank? Can
yeah,
I get it quicker? Yes, because I know I could go to the bank and get it a lot faster.
yeah.
But but I mean, I use drive through teller a lot
I
I don't
used to
even
do
do
that
because
too.
that.
I know you can deposit your checks by just taking a picture of them,
Yeah, I tried. Yeah,
but I just don't trust it. I I,
I take
I
pictures of
just
my checks all the time to deposit them. So quick
do.
and easy.
Have you ever had an issue with it?
Nope. Because it'll tell you right then and there if if the picture's good or not. And I've never had an issue. One time I had to redo the picture, but other than that, it's never been a big deal.
Huh.
It
And
saves me
I
a lot of
imagine the
time and
bank's
effort.
got safeguards in there to keep you from doing that and then turn around attempting to deposit the physical check.
Yes, they do.
So,
Yeah, as soon as the deposit, it usually takes 24 to 48 hours for it to hit your bank. Once it hits, I shred the check. All right. Well, I have a meeting now, so I'm going to go on mute. I don't know how long I'm
all
going to
right.
be on mute, so I may or may not be back.
Okay. Well,
So I hope you guys don't miss me too much.
no, don't
all right. Well,
leave.
go earn that green stuff. Go earn
Yeah.
that monies.
Yeah.
Pay your bills.
Yeah.
Working 9 to 5. Nobody works 9 to 5 anymore. They want flexible hours.
Yeah.
So, let's see. Millennials distaste for the workday routine predates working from home. It's not because they're lazy, as boomers love to insinuate. Instead, studies show the younger generations, because they watch their parents come home after a long workday, believe that more flexibility is key to more productivity. Maybe it's just me, but I've al- I've always preferred uh, a more scheduled work day than unscheduled
I
because if
like
it,
it. Yeah.
because if leave me alone during these time periods because this is when I'm earning money. Don't bug me. And
I
then
like it.
once then outside that time period, I could plan to do things with my family.
Hmm.
Flexible hours are good.
That too, though. I don't know. I think when I liked it when I was younger because I had to catch a regular ride. I didn't have a car. So, having my husband pick me up, it was a lot easier like that. But now that I work from home, screw that. You see my kids interrupt me on the phone. I can't have a schedule.
Now, okay, being as you do work from home, you therefore do have flexible hours, I'm assuming.
You'd be surprised. A lot of jobs, depending if it's a local thing, they might still have you on a schedule. You know, or yeah, it's I can't have any kind of schedule. Kids hear
Okay,
me waking
why
up.
have I lost my live chat?
You've lost your live chat. What the hell happened?
I don't know. Well, it's, I monitor chat on my cell phone because, I can't do it on my computer.
Okay.
And according to, all right, let me get out of the stream and go back into the stream. There we go. I had to leave and come back.
Oh yeah, that happens sometimes, especially if the connection isn't stable.
So I don't see why it wouldn't be stable. But anyway, uh, let's see here. Fury likes the chaos, and civil servants and part timers. 9 to 5 is for. I don't know. I mean, I've usually worked second or third shift,
Right.
except for my last few years in the military. Um, and to me, a third shift to me is the ideal shift
Mm-hmm.
because you know the people you run into are usually more interesting.
Yeah.
All right, but
You
you
sure
don't
can.
run into as many of them, and you
Mm-hmm.
only see the big boss. If you're unlucky, you see the big boss for 15 minutes in the morning. If you're lucky, you never see the big boss. You're out of there before the big boss shows up, if you know what I mean.
I used to cherish the late shift because I work for a cab company and hardly anybody ever called late at night. So we get like a call like every half hour, 45 minutes. And that was like the most. So we would just sit around and play charades or a card game or something. It was like me and four other women, and we would just chill or listen to music or talk about movies and shit. It was great.
I mean, uh, like I said, I'm allowed to work 2 nights a week on average.
Hmm.
All right, and I take in a tablet. Well, I take in a tablet, my cell phone, and I'll sit there and watch YouTube or I'll watch a movie off of Vudu. And yeah, I get a lot of movie watching in or a lot of YouTube watching in. In fact, that's where I watch a lot of my congressional hearings is
Uh,
at night during that because God knows I can't watch them at home when the wife's home.
mhm.
I'm sitting there and I'm trying to watch them and take notes. And next thing I know, I'm talking to you.
Mm-mm.
I've got the headsets on, so I don't hear her at all.
Oh shit.
But I don't know. I just I've tried working flexible hours, and it seems like I always found something more interesting to do. I had to force myself into working a more structured because that way I actually got things done.
Uh,
Now it's 4:30 ish to 12 to 1 o'clock ish. Yeah, I can believe that. I mean, it's like me. I woke up at 2:30 this morning, laid in bed until 3:30, and we went ahead and got up and been working ever since. So, all right, what's next here? Running,
oh fuck that.
running competitive races.
Mm-mm.
Millennials are actually fond of running. They've embraced this sport as a lifestyle.
Oh God, fuck that. I like running when I was a little kid, but no, not as a form of exercise. Fuck all that.
Nah, I'm not a fan of running.
I'd only run
Never
if I was
have
getting
been. I've
robbed.
I've always hated running. But then I've always had bad ankles too. So
Uh,
running is pain. Running, that's the worst thing about I hated about being in the Air Force is, you know, you had to run. And with my ankles, it was just absolutely misery for me to have to run. I'd spend more time on crutches after running because I'd blow out an ankle using GPS. I've never used a GPS device.
I've had to many times. It's not not a device. Oh, actually, my ex-husband had a GPS when they first came out.
Uh, no, I didn't do anything GPS really until I got like Google Maps or
Hmm.
the whatever that Google Travel or whatever that is.
Google Maps. I love that shit. I
You
need
know,
it badly.
well, I actually prefer Waze.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, Bachelor, I gotta agree with you. I'm more of a hiking person. You know, uh, if I'm out in the woods, I would much rather go on a hike and enjoy the woods, the scenery, and I'll walk a lot further than I'll run.
True. There
So,
is a cute app though, called Zombies Run, and it's interactive, and you install it on your phone, and you just listen to it, and it's a story about the apocalypse, and it kind of motivates you to walk at first, and then you know get more distance and go faster. And
or what? The zombies catch up to you and eat you?
I'm not sure because I never got that far with it because I used it when my kids were in school, and I'd have to walk them to the bus stop every morning, and it's a distance. It was a lot of fun though.
Oh, uh, the data introduced us to Wendy.com. It's an app, and I've played with that now a couple of hours uh, since the other day, and it's like you've got to be kidding me. That app is so much fun. Try it.
Wendy's.
Windy, Windy. You
Okay.
basically you're watching the wind patterns around the planet.
Oh, okay.
All right, it's really a neat little thing. I played with it for a couple hours yesterday. But now we were talking about ways here, is when we were talking about the paper maps and how I use Waze. Um, One thing I like about Waze, you probably do with other ones too, is you can get other voices besides the stock voices.
Oh yeah.
Okay, you can even people even sell, market out their own voice.
Didn't Samuel Jackson do that?
So I don't
Because
know.
I would pay for that thinking about it now.
I got there's a girl I know down in Australia that did one. So I paid the $1.50 for hers.
Huh.
Okay. Yeah, she asked me to buy it, and since I use Waze, I said, sure, why not? Have you whispering in my ear while I'm driving down the road.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, she goes, well, I'll make a special. It was funny. She goes, I'll make a special one for you. I said, oh, no, 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 don't. My wife may be with me in the car. I don't need her.
Uh,
Oh, I I've got some crazy friends, as you well know. Oh yeah, Fury. When I was on the flight line, oh Google bot Waze. Ah, that sucks. That means it's going to go downhill.
Uh,
Yeah, when I was on the flight line, I probably walked. God, I know I walked 10 to 15 miles a day every day. So yeah, but I really do like Waze over Google Maps. So because you can real time update where the police are at or where accidents are or whatever. Using voicemail. Voicemails are a thing of the past. Okay, people are texting instead of voicemailing. Hmm, when you call somebody, it goes to voicemail.
mm-hmm.
So to me, it's quicker to leave the voicemail because you've already called them. Now, if you're not going to call the person, then you're texting them. Of course, you're leaving the message. But as my wife and I've discovered, you don't always get the text messages instantaneously.
No.
She sent me a text message the other day. I didn't get it for over 20 minutes.
Oh wow.
So, maths with calculators. Oh, they're talking about the old-fashioned desktop calculator. Because I was wondering about that. Because yeah, you've got calculators on your watch, let alone on your cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I my smartwatch has got a calculator built into it, a calculator app. So, speaking of that, my watch should be fully charged by now. That's the
Oh.
only thing I don't like about these about having a smartwatch
Hmm.
is, uh, the old-fashioned wind-up watch. I can sit there, wind it up, and be good. The smartwatches, if you don't have your charger, your watch is not going to last you more than 2 days.
Mm.
It's got to go on the charger. So I'm, but I am absolutely, I'm a, I must, I'm a strange one for my age, I guess, because I've always been an adopter of new technology. And I mean, I would have that new um, Samsung folding phone, the
Yeah.
one that folds up. I would have one of those right now if I could justify myself owning it.
Are they that
I
expensive?
almost 2 grand.
Jeez. No, I don't need
Yeah,
that.
but it folds out to the size of a small tablet. I think it folds out to 8.5 inch screen.
Wow.
Yeah.
If I wanted a screen that big, though, I'd pay $60 and get my kids a tablet.
So,
You know,
uh, have you seen the price of tablets?
depends on it depends on the brand.
A good tablet runs $500 or more.
RCA, I trust that brand of tablets, and I've gotten some. Like last year, I got one for like $70, and it had a keyboard attached. So they've gone up recently a lot, but I'm just waiting till they go on sale again.
Because I've been looking at upgrading my uh, my Amazon Kindle tablet, and it's ridiculous the price they want. Because I mean, the one I've got is probably about 6 years, 6 or 7 years old.
Okay, so are you buying a tablet that is specifically Kindle brand, or are you just getting a tablet and installing the Kindle program on it?
Um,
Because there's a difference there.
that's true. Um, I'm actually in this particular case, I'm actually looking at getting two different. I'm looking at getting a Kindle reader, and I'm looking at getting a Samsung tablet
Well,
Be- because I keep my reader separate from my tablet.
okay.
I'm a little paranoid. Like I've got a work computer and I've got a
Mhm.
personal computer.
Mhm.
Nothing of my personal stuff goes on my work computer.
That makes sense.
All right. And I don't put any work programs on my personal computer.
Well, I was just saying, if you wanted to get a less expensive tablet and just install Kindle on it, and then just get like a little cover for it, like in a different color than your work tablet,
Right.
you know, because if you just want a tablet to read on, I mean, they're pretty fucking cheap.
So,
You're not asking for a
well,
keyboard.
you're right, but I'm also asking to be able to put almost 1,000 books on it. I'm looking for a lot of memory.
Well, you could probably find
Yeah.
that too. I mean, Kindle books don't really take a lot of space. I mean, the
So,
files aren't that big.
when you
And
start adding Audible to them, it does.
or they have a lot of pictures. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess.
And when you start adding the Audible to it, which I
Mm.
do. So, cooking.
Oh, I fucking love cooking.
Millennials don't cook.
I think that causes more laziness because there's no excuse not to know how to cook, even something basic. There are too many YouTube videos, too many online tutorials for free. I'm not even talking about like a paid cooking class. I mean, there's too much out there now on the internet to not know at least one or two dishes. It's mm,
Oh, Fury, I was looking at that Kindle Paper White. I really was looking at that. If that is that really that good of a reader? And Duck Dog 15 days for a text to go through? What was he out of town? Wow. But no, now I don't know. I find cooking relaxing.
yeah.
I really, especially baking, I find that relaxing. And but then like like I said, with my father-in-law here, I've been experimenting. If he was going to be here any longer, he wanted me to try making him a blueberry bread.
Ooh.
So I was going to get some uh, fresh blueberries and some dried blueberries and mix them together in the dough.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
So, because the fresh blueberries, are going to break, so it's going to color the dough
Yeah,
that bluish. Then you got your dried blueberries in there,
and that's texture, yo.
yeah, for the texture and the chew and the
Yeah.
flavor there. So, but since he's leaving Sunday morning, I'm not going to have time to bake him that bread because
Well, what time is he leaving?
we're leaving here at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Ooh, no. I was gonna say make it the night before and
Now
just
that the night before, I am making breakfast burritos,
ooh.
and that way we can eat them on our way out to the airport.
Okay.
And he says he's going to try to snuggle a couple on plane with him because
Good
you're not
luck.
allowed you're not allowed to take your own food with you on planes
They don't only
anymore.
let you
All,
take it in
you
the
know
airport
what?
half the time.
No. So here's the thing. If you want to smuggle those breakfast burritos on the plane, you can put them in your carry-on. They'll pass through TSA, and then when you just have to file out a piece of paperwork that says they are your emotional support burritos. Then you're good.
Wow.
Hey man, I didn't make the rules. The millennials did. I'm
I
just
thought you
using
were
their
gonna go
rules.
with your medically necessary burritos, but you got me on that one. Okay.
Yeah. See. You know what? I'm sharp for an old guy. Just so you
I,
know.
my medicine is the only way I can take my medicine is to eat them with these burritos.
That. Yeah. See, there you go.
Well, my daughter wanted to bring her water into the movie theater, and I kept telling her, put it in my purse. She's like, no, I'm carrying it. I'm drinking it. And we had a big fight because she won't drink soda, which I'm glad that she doesn't drink soda or juice, like super sugary juices or anything like that. It's water or chocolate milk, and that's it. So she's bringing it in the theater, and they're like, sweetheart, we can sell you water, but you can't bring them in. I'm like, her doctor said to let her drink her milk, her water, because it stresses her out, and she's autistic, and they had to let her take the water in. So
Yeah, the the one theater I go to, they they can smell the food that I'm bringing in with me,
mm,
but
hmm
I mean, because I know the guys, they let me go through with it, you know. Because yes, I am bringing in uh, burritos with me into the theater.
I have never. See, here's the thing. I don't take food in, and I don't buy food while I'm there. So I've never had an issue either way.
But yeah, I do like taking. But anyway, I like to, and my son's a good cook, and my grandson at 5 years old is developing cooking skills.
that's good. That's important.
So I, it's a shame, get what's that one company that um they sell you their own little convection oven. You scan their food and you put it in their oven and it automatically cooks it for you.
I barely remember that. I've heard of it. I'm pretty sure, but I barely
I've been
remember it.
I've been seeing a lot of advertisement for it, and I've heard some people talking about they own them and they love it. They order all their food that way. I was like, they said, yeah, my refrigerator, that's all it's got in there. I don't, that's my meals.
Your pre-organized meals.
Right. Prepackaged in little aluminum containers that go into the convection oven. And, they get a box in every week with that week's worth of meals in it. I'm like,
Man. I don't know though, I like having a roast in the oven or a sauce on the stove, and every once in a while, you'll open it up and check on it, and that nice smell will go through the house, and there's anticipation there. Most takeout is garbage.
you know, it's like uh, the other night, my father-in-law said he wanted some pie. Well, I had pie crust in the refrigerator, and I had some uh, pie filling. So I went out in the kitchen. I made uh, a half a dozen hand pies,
Mm,
and that the wife had bought some ice cream. Put that in. We had pot
pie and ice cream.
pie and ice cream that night at
Hell
eight
yeah,
o'clock at night.
Pie and ice
He,
cream's good. That's
yeah.
dinner.
he tells me at 6:30, 7 o'clock he wants He wants some pie, and at 8 o'clock he's eating pie,
Oh man,
fresh out the oven.
I really miss the apple pie ice cream Publix used to make.
I no.
No, it was really good, man. It was vanilla. It was like natural vanilla ice cream,
Right?
and it had like chunks of pie in it and rainbows of not rainbows, ribbons of like apple and stuff through. It was so fucking good. Really was like eating apple pie ice cream together. My son loved it. It was so good.
Not
Mm,
Furious, not Blue Apron. It's Trivia or Travia or something like that.
Yeah, same thing.
Uh, GR Travia oven.
Yeah, they say the oven and everything. It's timed specifically for their little meals. Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah, I'm sure we'll find an ad to it somewhere here in the next day. Oh, paper invitations. Yeah, the only people who do paper invitations anymore are for weddings.
yeah. Or graduations, I think sometimes long distance,
Yeah, that's about it.
but even then you're more likely to call the person ahead of time saying, I'm sending out my invitations, you should get it in a week,
Right.
you know.
And millennials don't handwrite anything anymore. They run it through a computer with the
Signature
scripted
font.
font.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, people's signatures, I mean, their fucking handwriting's turned to shit.
Yes, I
Mine's
do
always
have to
been
agree
shit.
with you on that.
Mine's always been shit. So
Same. It was chicken
not
scratch.
turning. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
We'll just
So,
keep it that way.
okay, let's see. Malls are going out of business, period.
Oh, fuck the
Yeah, they've
malls.
been dying for a while.
Yeah, malls are dying.
eBay and
Uh,
Walmart are cheaper.
exactly. Well, it's like
Well,
I
people
saw
don't go
something
out.
this uh, I saw something this morning. Uh, it's a little device you can put on your dough hook to keep the dough from climbing too high. And with all the bread I've been baking for the past couple of weeks, it's like, man, I could sure hell I could have used one of these things. I ordered it and they'll be in. I'll get it tomorrow. You know, and uh, Amazon, as much as I hate the owner, of the company, and I know he's a shitty company to
Hmm.
work for. You know, it's great being able to order something and have it delivered the next day like that.
Yeah.
So, gambling in land-based casinos.
Yep.
Aren't casinos dying in general?
Nope. Just land-based casinos are dying.
Well, what other kind of casino? What, shipboard's the only other kind of casino, isn't it?
No. They have like the river boats down in Missouri and that, and then a lot of it is moved online.
Now, Becca. Oh, by the way, morning, Becca. Some of you, not, what writing I've seen from the millennials is pretty crappy handwriting, to be honest. All right, that's pretty much why anything that's handwritten for the guests at our hotel, I have to do because none of the women up there know how to write. And you're right, you can't add glitter to an email. You can add sparklies. You can make it sparkle though. Yeah, Sean, I saw that article this morning or last night. I saw that article that you're talking about. Now, see, this is wrong. Okay, you don't. All right, so millennials and Gen Zs aren't buying alarm clocks. I'm not buying an alarm clock. I use
Yeah, you
the
got one
alarm
on your
clock built
phone.
into my phone. I haven't owned a separate alarm clock in 30 years. So I think they're really stretching here. Because, but I will have to admit that style of alarm clock was the one I grew up using. The, the dinger between the two bells there. Yeah, Becca, you may be in Todd cursive, but how many people do you know your age actually still write in cursive?
Hi, Becca.
I've never smashed an alarm clock, thank you. Not for the lack of trying, I don't. I think I did throw one across the room in my sleep one time, though. Uh, we still get faxes at businesses, but that's only because we require some paperwork to be faxed to us. We can't accept it in email for legal reasons. But as your business, so as your own business owner, there, Dar, how much faxing do you use fax machines at all?
Nope.
Do everything by email and DigiSign?
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, no faxing. Faxing's gone the way of the dodo bird.
Now this is something mm, I get irritated with this one here. Keeping your salary secret.
Nope, I don't. I'm a firm believer in that.
And what?
Not telling other people what your salary is.
I exactly. I'm what I make is between me and the boss, and if I negotiate a higher paycheck than you, that's your problem, not mine. If you
Yeah,
negotiate a higher paycheck than me, that's my problem, not yours.
I thought you
Now,
said you didn't like it.
I no, I don't like this new idea of everybody knowing what everybody makes. Uh, you know, you should not be discussing your salary with your coworkers.
Absolutely.
But it is now illegal to say you can't do that for employers to tell their employees they can't do that.
Well, that's fine, but I think they're silly for doing it.
There's
I just think it's too easy to cause um, resentments in the workplace.
right. Why is he making more money than me, or why is she making more money than he is? And you're
Exactly.
paying your women less than you're paying your men, or you're paying me less because I'm black, or you're paying me less because I'm a woman. You're paying me less because of this, yada yada yada. Instead of you're paying me less because I'm worth less than this other person is. You're not worthless, you're worth less because you
Well,
bring less to the table.
And see, it's all about equity instead of um, the whole thing of what it used to be is we used to always go, well, if somebody is meritocracy is going away, we're trying to get rid of it in our society, which is a bad thing. You should be everything you do should be based on your merits,
Yep.
and that's just my whole.
I mean, you're self-employed, obviously, but you've been employed by other people in the past, right?
Yes.
All right. And I mean, I've gone and told my boss, hey, this is what I've done, improvements to the company over the past year. I think I deserve a pay raise. This is what I've got. These are things I'm planning on doing in the future. I think if you want me to do these things, I deserve a pay raise because of these additional items I'm going to be doing. And more times than not, I've gotten that dollar an hour pay raise, 75 cents an hour pay raise. So, or whatever pay raise I was asking for. So, or, whatever benefit I was seeking. But it's nobody else's business that I worked with what I earn. And I don't want to know what other people earn because it's none of my business. So, as I said here, pay secrecy gives employers a leg up, but millennials even things out by talking amongst themselves and find out who gets paid what. It could benefit employers for millennials talk salary because, as professional David Burkus says, employees can assume wrongly they're being paid less.
That is true.
If they find out they're being paid equally, they may not look for greener pastures. Yeah. But then they may look for greener pastures because they could be saying, "Hey, I'm a lot harder worker than this other person. Why are they making as much as I am?" So anyway, packed lunch, grabbing something in the cafeteria, not eating. Oh, wait, millennials are skipping lunch.
No, they're not packing their lunches.
No, it says right here, millennials are skipping lunch, and it has to do with the desire to get ahead at work.
Good possibility.
37% of millennials do not eat lunch, choosing instead to power through and complete tasks necessary to be done for the day. Huh. The problem with that, though, is your stomach starts growling, you're hungry, and you're not as effective as you are if you had taken that 10 or 15 minutes to uh, have a sandwich and a bag of chips or something and something to drink. Hey, Wiki, how you doing? Nah, I don't have any rain going. Yeah, it looks at equity and laugh at meritocracy. I don't know. I've always packed a lunch for work.
Not me.
I well, I've either packed a lunch or like I keep. Well, no, I even keep stuff in my truck to eat now. Maybe ramen noodles and such, but Uh, you know, always keep that stuff in my truck. Let's see. The younger generation skipping lunch has to do with where they want to eat lunch. The stigma of eating a sad desk lunch is real.
Yeah. See, so this is one thing I share with the millennials. I refuse to sit at my desk and eat.
Eat lunch in your break room or go outside and eat. Get away from your workstation.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, Sean. Plus, X to doubt. Have you seen some of these land whales?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta
those
agree.
are the ones that can have the can. They don't eat a lunch. They just eat all day. They got
They
those candy
snack
bars stashed in
constantly.
the drawer. All right, desktop computers. I don't know.
Yeah, gotta agree with them.
Millennials would rather use a laptop.
Yeah, because they pick it up and take it with them. Takes up less room.
In fact, there's a drop in computer usage as a whole. 20% of millennials don't use computers, preferring
Do
using
everything on their
internet
phone.
via smartphone or tablet.
Yeah.
I
See,
don't.
that doesn't go for gamers or anything, but that does just goes for in general.
I can't type as effectively on a tablet as I can on a computer,
That's
laptop,
because
or
you didn't grow up doing it. So the reason why, so this okay, so I'm gonna throw some stuff at you.
all right,
All right. So most of the tablets nowadays come with a stylus.
right,
And you know that where you just like draw on the keyboard to make your words and all that?
right,
These millennials are really good at that. Then go to a restaurant, order your meal. You're 90% of the time, the waitress comes out holding a tablet in her hand, takes your order on that tablet.
all right.
So, with the server, I'll say server because that's what they are nowadays. They no longer are waiters and waitresses, but they come out and that's how that's done. So yeah, it's I can see where tablets and smartphones, and there are people that can type faster on a smartphone than most people can on a keyboard, just
I
using
mean,
their thumbs.
I use the swipe on my cell phone all the time, and I've learned that I have to go back and reread everything because swipe will insert wrong words.
It can, but then again, see, you're not doing it as much as you know these people are. So after a while, they get really good at it. And so, yeah, I can believe that most of them use tablets. I really can. I can see it.
All right. Well, yeah, we were just talking about tablets and the price of them. I mean, they're getting as expensive as laptops and computers are.
Well, it depends on what capability that you want in your tablet.
So, well, as always, I'm a memory bit guy. I want a lot of memory.
Most tablets have expandable memory, so memory is
So,
not what it used to be.
all right, repairing shoes. Yeah, it's hard to find people to repair shoes, to resole shoes anymore.
This is true. That's
Um,
like So nobody's going to go into that business if they're not going to make money. And again, most people just get rid of the pair of shoes before they and
But then, I
replace them
mean, I
before they
haven't
would
had
have
to
a new
have a pair
pair.
of boots resold in 20 years. So people don't wear shoes that need to be resold that much anymore.
Nope. Most of them wear like this cheap ass Skechers and stuff like that. And
Well, even the people that wear good shoes, they wear a whole, they wear the sole out in it. They just throw them away and go buy a new pair of shoes, rather than spend I don't even know what it costs to get a pair of shoes resold anymore.
neither do I. I don't even know where I would go to get that done.
Well, we used to have a boot store in about an hour's drive from here. Sold Western boots and work boots. That's all they sold were boots, and they did resoling in there, and it went about 25 to 40% of the cost of a new pair of boots. So postage stamps. Yeah, I know.
Who uses mail anymore?
You The only thing I get from mail anymore is stuff from the VA
The
and
only thing I get
Humana.
from mail is ads for me to buy shit.
I get stuff from Humana all the time, trying trying to get me to give up my local pharmacy and go to that Express Scripts.
I like that Express Scripts.
All right, question here when it comes to Express Scripts. All right, you use it, I'm assuming then.
Yeah, have in the
Uh,
past.
okay, how long? Okay, your doctor writes you a prescription. How long does it take you to get your prescription through Express Scripts?
Mm, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 days.
That's my problem with it. I can pick up my prescription that afternoon.
Well, normally, um, what you would do is, a couple weeks before you run completely out, you would reorder.
So I'm not talking about refills. I'm talking about, you know,
Yeah. So normally, when you go to the doctor, what they'll do, like, so, all right. So for one thing, I have no prescriptions. All right.
okay,
I have none. But my son used to take maintenance medications
right.
when he was younger. And so what we do is we go to the doctor. The doctor would give us a script for 7 days,
Mm-hmm.
which we go fill, and then we get the 90-day a few days later from Express Script. And then when he got down to a certain point, um, we'd reorder, and that way it was easy peasy lemon squeezy, nothing to deal with. It was quick, easy, and very convenient.
Did you read what happens to Fury's name on when he tries to swipe his name into his cell phone?
Now,
I'll
changes.
let you read it.
Uh,
The Apple Newt, man, God, I forgot that thing even existed.
Taurus. Yeah, clitoris.
So, yeah, postage stamps. I mean, we bought a book of stamps 2 years ago, and we're still using it. We don't mail
My
that much stuff anymore.
my wife uses stamps. I don't. Well, no, I take that back because yeah, because I do have to write checks 5 times a year, and I do mail those off. The only reason because the automated system to do that particular thing isn't always reliable, and I do not want to miss payments.
Right.
And plus, it gives me a chance. It's gives me a chance to because it's frustrating, and it just reminds me. Um, so yeah, it's just one of those things.
Come on, Ramen. How many times you mail use your stamps?
Not very often. It's all about online now.
Okay.
Pretty much.
I figured you would have mailed stuff out a little bit more often than anybody else would, being as you are home all the time, don't
I
drive
don't.
much.
I don't like going to the post office. The only time I do it is around the holidays, and sometimes not even then. I hate it.
Personalized stationery.
Oh wow, no,
I
no.
haven't seen that in forever.
I've never used personalized stationery.
The only time I did that was like first ship I went to. You could buy this stationery that had the ship seal and name on it,
Right.
and that was back when people still wrote letters and stuff.
Oh yeah. I mean, Air Force had the same thing. Stationery with the name of your base on it, especially when you were overseas.
Yeah, I thought it was always kind of cool to send letters.
You know, but other than that, stationery was pretty well shot before then. Personalized stationery. Wearing cufflinks.
I
You
have
only have,
cuff I have cufflinks.
I've got two pair of cufflinks, maybe three pair, but I haven't had a shirt that needed cufflinks in decades.
I,
So, okay. Buying stocks. Only 33% of millennials own stock. Okay. Well, I don't know. Is it? I've never been a stock market person, so I've got money in stocks, but it's like it's not individual stocks. With what is that? Where it's just you're buying group. I have no idea what it's called anymore. Part of retirement fund.
I don't know. I know that since what is it, Acorns? There's Acorns and um, Robin Hood, I think it is.
Right.
And that lets like people dabble in it a little bit, but I've never tried it. I did get in with Acorns, lost a little bit of money, and then realized they were doing an auto withdrawal from my bank every month that I did not agree to, and I got out of it. But then it started again with another company. I don't know how that happened. So yeah, that's something I got to deal with.
Wall calendars. The only time I see wall calendars anymore is at work.
We get
Wall
them at the
cal-
end of the year at from the Chinese place. It's actually kind of pretty. It's like fake bamboo, and it's kind of cute.
I mean, I used to use wall calendars for planning stuff, but I use my cell phone now.
Yeah.
Cell phone and computer, because I've got my two calendars interconnected. Whenever I turn on my computer, my phone automatically updates,
Yep.
and vice versa. So
I have a wallet, but not a phone case wallet combo thing.
I'm okay. I made my own wallet for my cell phone.
Oh, okay.
All right, it's a trifold,
That sounds pretty cool.
and I mean I've got enough room for all my cards, folding money, and all my IDs. My IDs are all in their own little plastic things where you can see them. So, yeah,
If I go into a store, I'm usually holding my phone in my hand, either not even a store. Like if it's a store, I'm looking at my grocery list on the phone, or if I'm going into someone's office to fill out something,
right.
I'll have it open to a web page that they can verify what I'm saying or whatever. Usually it's like right in my hand though.
Let's see here. Uh, Wiki uses a calendar, and Fury got a bamboo calendar also, and a silk one. Okay.
Those are cute. Actually, my daughter loves wall calendars, and if I don't buy one, she'll make her own by hand and hang it up on the wall. It's not
What
pretty, but you know,
I'm you know
I don't get it either, but
I don't understand. I don't understand about what they do. Just not have anything to protect their wallet, their cell phones.
what?
But then too, I've seen the way a lot of these younger people carry their cell phones in their hip pockets. No wonder they bust up their screens so badly.
You know what's funny though is I've had my screen broken, even though it has like the Gorilla Glass and then glass protector over it, and then a case, and they don't really do shit. Like I was in my car and the phone fell on the floor of my car and it was okay, and then I opened the door and it literally just slid from the car onto the parking lot like an inch or two, and it fucking shattered with all the protection I have on it.
I
And I
shouldn't be
also
laughing because that's expensive fix.
that was my favorite. Well, I don't buy really expensive phones, but that was my favorite phone ever because it had the best camera definition on it. Like I used to
Right.
take pictures of my kids with that one. And I was so mad because all the phones after it, the cameras look blurry as fuck. But yeah, and then they have the rubber cases that's supposed to protect it.
Right.
Don't I never buy the hard rubber cases anymore or silicone or whatever because it just makes the phone bounce like a fucking rubber ball. It just bounces, and yeah, no, that fucked up the screen. So yeah, no,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Fury. I've seen too many people stick their cell phones in their back pockets and they go and sit down
sit
on them and
down.
everything.
No,
I'm
no.
surprised the phones don't shatter.
I heard my friend's phone crunch one time doing that, and I was like, "Oh, that was your cell phone, wasn't it?"
Salt and pepper shakers are outdated?
They're really not if you have company.
I use salt and pepper. I've got the gravity grinders on my stove for when I'm cooking. Then I've got hand grinders on the kitchen table.
Yeah,
So
I have the salt and pepper shakers because if I have somebody over, and I don't use a lot of salt in my food.
neither do I. About the only thing I salt meat, red meats, eggs,
Pasta water.
pasta water. Yep. Well, you got salt pasta water,
Of course.
but opening letters with letter openers.
I
I
just tear them open. Letter
actually,
openers. Mhm.
I've got a dagger.
I've had those. I don't have them anymore.
I've got a two-sided dagger that I have sharpened,
Ooh.
and I mean sharpened, and that's what I use to open my letters with.
That's just another weapon in my house. I do not have that out. My kids will like zone in on it. I'm like, nope, nope.
Okay, and it's after 11 o'clock, and we're going to lose Dar if we haven't already. Tuning radios.
Yeah.
Yeah, people don't listen to the radio anymore,
Well, they do, but like I have an FM radio app on my phone,
right?
and my phone is at my what do you call it? My radio in my car is a tuning radio, but it's you can program it to just keep the stations you want. So whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, Beck, I'm with you. I use my salt and pepper shakers that because I don't, I season to the lowest taste, and then if I want more pepper, like on my salads or
Yep.
whatever, I add it individually to the thing. But I mean, I don't listen to the radio like I used to. I'm listening to podcasts or listening to audiobooks.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't even listen to the radios. So how many more are there here?
Not too many more. Oh, that's
Uh,
not so bad.
goes up to it's got probably goes to 100.
So we're halfway done.
No, we're at 60.
More than
So,
halfway done.
yeah, so we'll catch up on these last 40 next week. I'll get we're at 56. So we'll do the last 45 or so next week.
Okay.
So let's see. You have a kid that doesn't like the seasoning. Ah, okay. Well, my wife and I have different flavor tastes. Like I've got to start making my own uh, candied jalapenos.
Oh my god, it sounds so good, but I know it'd probably fucking kill me, but it sounds
So
so good.
yeah, I've got gravity. I tell you, for uh, uh, cooking, I love my gravity grinders.
What is it? You turn it upside down, it automatically grinds?
Yes,
That sounds cool.
it is fantastic.
All I know is
I love them for when I'm cooking
I'd
because
probably, yeah,
I can
that
be
sounds good.
stirring or whatever with one hand while seasoning with the other.
Ah, look at you.
It really makes life easy.
I don't know,
So
man. I think my kids would accidentally knock it over one time and I'd just be out of everything. It'd just be everywhere.
yeah, it has to be more than 90 degrees. So just
Okay.
laying on the table won't cause it to grind.
Oh, okay,
It
that's cool.
actually has to be almost
Upside
uh,
down.
upside down.
Okay.
At
That
least
is
the
kind
ones
of cool.
I've got.
Oh, the men's love of gadgets. That's just, I love
So
that.
uh, I had a woman. A woman that normally doesn't make me mad made me mad at her this morning.
No.
Yeah, yeah. She's normally really nice and even keeled about everything, right? Her
Wow.
her husband was sick. All
Okay.
right, and she was he was sick. I mean, he was missing his first day of work in 2 years.
Aw.
All right. Even she was saying that is the first day of work he's missed and not feeling good in 2 years. And she said, they go, yeah, the poor baby, he got the man flu. I'm like, wait
Oh,
a
what the
second, wait a
fuck?
second. The man hasn't missed work for not feeling good in over 2 years, and you're going to insult him by saying what he's got is the man flu, which is
Ugh,
the derogatory term anyway.
yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
But that's modern fucking
Uh,
society putting that shit out. Fuck that.
but anyway, so words of wisdom, Robin. What you got for all of us?
Um,
Just don't make fun of me being a boomer.
oh, I wouldn't do
Oh,
that. That's harsh, man. I've never made fun of
I know you
you.
haven't.
Probably just, leave some boxed wine for me, y'all. Don't buy it all this weekend. Damn. That's about
Le-
it.
leave some boxed wine for you.
Yeah. People clear out the shelves you were talking about earlier.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Don't clear them out this weekend because I got Pathfinder this weekend, y'all. I can't go into that sober.
All right, and now
Hmm.
the only thing I can say is I I'm a little bit offended at some of these things because you know, as somebody that's always used technology, I feel that they sort of, there can be an even balance here between doing things the old-fashioned way and using technology. I think there
I
could be a balance to where they both work. By using them together, you get the best of both worlds.
I really feel like a lot of the stuff on this list is invalid because it's been phased out deliberately by technology, like the banking
R-
thing, and just
Well, see, like I keep paper copies of my banking records
I used to do
be-
that.
because I don't. I mean, I've been there where computers have gone down and you don't have access to your records, or your records have gotten lost
See, I
in the
started to
computer
say
system.
you could just like go online and just reprint those records, but yeah, if there's a discrepancy from the bill you got and what they're displaying on the online server, yeah, that could be an issue.
So,
Mm.
but anyway, and the last thing I want to say is, as always, be with the ones you love the ones that you're with. Next week, I should be back to a more regular schedule, except I do believe, let's see here. There will not be a show next Tuesday. Wow, Tuesday or Thursday. I won't be doing a show Tuesday or Thursday
Okay.
be, because I will be under the going under the knife them 2 days.
Oh, good
So
luck.
it's just minor stuff, in office stuff, but
Okay.
it's 5 hours in office, Ugh, both days. So anyway, everybody have a good day. Be with the ones you love the ones that you're with, and we'll catch you later.
Bye.
Bye.